Hey guys, I'm Kevin from SKATEYOGI, and today we're going to talk about how to select your right wheel. So when you walk into a skate shop, you're going to see a lot of different selections for wheels. The two main measurements you're going to want to know about is diameter and durometer. Diameter is simply the size of the wheel measured in millimeters. Typical ranges are anywhere between 50 and 60 millimeters for a wheel. The second measurement is durometer, which is a measure of how hard or soft the wheel is. So you see I have a hard wheel here. Makes a pretty loud noise compared to a softer cruiser wheel right here. You get that softer feeling. They usually have a number on an A scale, anywhere from a 78A being a soft wheel, all the way up to maybe like a 101A, which is the hardest wheel rating that you would get. And then there are some durometers in between. Of the two main kinds of wheels, we've got trick wheels and cruiser wheels. I want to talk about trick wheels first. So within the range of trick wheels, so that would be your wheels on the really high end of the durometer scale, the really hard wheels. The hardness will help you slide when you do your tricks. It also gives you a lot of rebound when you pop your ollies, things like that. With the hard wheel, they typically come in sizes between 50 to 56 millimeters. A bigger size wheel, like the 56 millimeter, is going to be a little faster. It's going to be more for ramp skating, going really fast and skating in the skate parks. On the smaller end of it, like a 51 or a 52 millimeter wheel, is going to be more of like a technical skater, lower to the ground, so you can do more complicated moves like flip tricks, ollies, and slides on the ledge. We find right in the middle is a good sweet spot. So if you're a beginner just starting out, somewhere around a 53 millimeter wheel. Let's see, we've got one here. This is the 53 right here. 53 millimeter wheel is going to be a good kind of middle ground. Not too big, not too small. So that would be a good way to start. And a 1 or 2 millimeter difference isn't going to be a big one. So if it's a 52 or a 54 millimeter wheel, those are all still pretty average. You just want to maybe avoid like a really small wheel if you want to be all-terrain, and a really big wheel might be a little harder to learn your tricks on. So a 53 would be a pretty good recommendation for the size, and that is the size that most pre-built completes come with. So if you're picking up a pre-built complete off the wall at the shop, then 53 millimeters is going to be about where that's at. Over here we have our cruiser wheels. Cruiser wheels tend to be a little bit bigger, maybe from 54 millimeter up to about 60 millimeter for a standard cruiser wheel. The size difference really is with a smaller cruiser wheel, it's going to stop and start faster, but maybe have a lower top speed, whereas a larger cruiser wheel might take a little more energy to get started, but once it goes, it will have a higher top speed. For that reason, we usually recommend a cruiser wheel on the smaller side of things for beginners. Something like a 54 or a 55 millimeter wheel is going to be a good choice. It gets you a little bit lower to the ground too, so when you're pushing off and just learning how to push, you don't have to take a big step off your board. Sometimes with a bigger cruiser wheel, you have to step down a little bit more. You're going to be a little more unstable, so a 55 millimeter wheel or lower is going to be a pretty good cruiser wheel size. As you can see, there's a few different shapes. This would be your classic kind of longboard style cruiser wheel. It's going to be really big, stable, a nice choice if you're really just interested in cruising and for transportation. And then we also have this kind of cruiser wheel, which is sized and shaped more similarly to a freestyle trick wheel, but it actually has the same softness. So you hear that compared to the hard. So it's actually the same material as a cruiser wheel. That can be cool if you wanted to cruise, but also maybe wanted to do some tricks. Also, if you wanted your skateboard to look a little bit more like a standard skateboard, that would be a good option. And it would probably be a better way to transition to a harder wheel down the road if you wanted to eventually move on to a harder wheel. So it's kind of like a training wheel for your for your tricks. So that this is an option we'll frequently recommend for adult beginners, even if they are interested in tricks, if they want a board to ride around on. Even kids will enjoy a wheel like that, or maybe even a little bit harder, but not a full hard wheel if they want to ride it around quite a bit and not do as many tricks. So that's a good option. All right, to summarize, if you're looking for a trick board, we recommend about a 53 millimeter hard wheel, something around that size. And if you're looking for a cruiser wheel, something around 55 or 54 millimeters, either in the kind of longboard cruiser wheel shape like this, or something in more of the classic as kind of a hybrid cruiser trick board kind of thing. Cool, so I hope that answered any questions you might have about wheel selection. If you found this video helpful, please subscribe. If you've got any questions, comment below. You can follow us on Instagram at SKATEYOGI and here on YouTube. All right, thanks. See you later.